I'm your host, Evan O'Hare. Welcome to Haunted Objects.
The hidden sealed box holds secrets of the past, locked away for thousands of years.
So we can check them out. But what do we see? The inscriptions are incredibly crude.
Time has tried to bury its story, but now its lost history is ready to be uncovered. What forgotten truths will it reveal? Let's watch out. The 100-ton stone boxes of the Serapeum. Hidden in the Serapeum of Saqqara, Egypt, these ancient 100-ton granite boxes, over 3,000 years old, remain a mystery in purpose and contents. Buried underground, hidden away for centuries, a sealed box sat untouched, waiting. For 1,000 years, no one knew what lay inside. The world above changed. Empires rose and fell, but this ancient container remained locked in silence. It was carved from stone, its weight immense, its surface smooth, as if shaped by hands that knew something modern minds could not understand. The lid and the base were made from the same massive piece of rock, as if to keep whatever was inside perfectly sealed, undisturbed by time itself. The box was found in a long, dark tunnel, surrounded by other massive stone containers, each weighing nearly 100 tons. Whoever built them had knowledge beyond imagination. They were placed with such precision that even today, no one can explain how they were moved. Some believe they were made for sacred rituals, possibly to hold something of great power or significance. Others say they might have been part of an ancient energy system, a technology now lost. But one fact remained. No human hand had opened this particular box in 1,000 years. When researchers studied the surface, they discovered something shocking. The stone was polished to a smoothness almost beyond modern ability, as if shaped by tools far more advanced than expected. Even more puzzling, there were no burn marks, no signs of soot, nothing to suggest that fire or torches were ever used to light the underground chamber. How did the builders work in complete darkness? Some theories suggest ancient civilizations had access to energy sources that are unknown today. Inside the box, people expected to find remains, treasures, or something to explain its purpose. But when it was finally opened, the discovery raised even more questions. The interior was empty. No bones, no artifacts, just a perfectly smooth chamber, as if whatever had been inside had disappeared or had never been there. The mystery only grew. Why was it sealed with such precision? If it was meant to hold something, what happened to it? And if it was never meant to be opened, why was it placed there in the first place? Even now, no one has the complete answer. What remains is a silent reminder that history holds secrets far beyond imagination, waiting to be uncovered. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
So obscure that they've been lost to the sands of time until now.
The Dybbuk box. Like the massive stone boxes of the Serapeum, this haunted wine cabinet holds its own dark mystery. It is said to trap a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore, sparking eerie tales and investigations. The Dybbuk box has remained sealed for centuries, its mystery growing each year. Locked away, untouched, and surrounded by chilling stories, this old wooden cabinet is believed to hold something far more sinister than gold or jewels. Legends say it is cursed, having a restless spirit known as a Dybbuk, an entity from Jewish folklore that clings to the living, bringing misfortune and terror. No one knows what might happen if the box is ever opened, but its history is enough to keep most people away. The Dybbuk box first gained attention when it appeared on an online auction in 2003. A man named Kevin Manis claimed he had bought it at a yard sale and soon began experiencing strange events. According to his story, nightmares, unexplained shadows, and terrible luck followed anyone who owned the box. The tales spread quickly, and each new owner added their own eerie experiences, shattering lights, mysterious illnesses, and whispers in the night. People were terrified, convinced that this small wooden cabinet carried an ancient curse. As the legend grew, so did its popularity. Paranormal investigators, collectors, and even Hollywood took interest. The story inspired the 2012 horror movie The Possession, making the Dybbuk box a worldwide sensation. It eventually ended up in a haunted museum, displayed as one of the most feared objects in the world. Even celebrities weren't safe. When musician Post Malone was seen near the box, fans blamed it for a string of misfortunes in his life. But not everyone believed the stories. Skeptics dug into its past and discovered something unexpected. Manus later admitted that he had created the entire backstory himself. The haunting details, the terrifying events, even the name Dybbuk box, all were part of a fictional story he wrote to make his eBay listing more exciting. The box itself, nothing more than an old wooden cabinet, possibly a vintage minibar with no real connection to folklore or curses. Still, even after the truth came out, the mystery never faded. Some say the box doesn't need an ancient curse. Its legend alone is powerful enough to create fear. Whether a genuine haunted object or just a carefully crafted tale, the Dybbuk box remains sealed, its story alive, waiting for the day someone dares to open it again. Vault B at the Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple. While the Dybbuk box is feared for its cursed spirit, this hidden chamber in India's richest temple remains sealed, guarded by legends of misfortune for those who dare to open it. For centuries, a sealed vault has remained untouched, hidden beneath one of the most sacred temples in India, locked behind heavy doors. Protected by legends and feared by many, this vault has never been opened. Stories claim it is guarded by ancient curses, deadly creatures, and even supernatural forces. Some believe it holds unimaginable treasures, while others warn that breaking the seal could bring disaster. Yet despite all the mystery and fear, one fact remains. What lies inside has been a secret for over 1,000 years. The Sri Padmanabhaswamy Temple in Kerala is no ordinary place. Armed guards, metal detectors, and high-tech security watch it day and night. But not the temple's gold-plated walls or priceless statues have captured the world's attention. It is what lies beneath. In 2011, under orders from India's Supreme Court, experts were allowed to open several underground vaults. What they found was beyond anything anyone expected. Gold idols, gem-covered thrones, ancient coins, and priceless jewelry worth billions of dollars. But one vault, known as Vault B, remained sealed. No one dared to open it. Attempts were made, but something always stopped them. Some claimed to hear the sound of crashing waves from inside, as if the vault led straight to the sea. Others whispered about an ancient lock that could only be opened by a lost ritual. Some said giant snakes and spirits stood guard, ready to strike down anyone who tried to enter. The more people talked, the more the mystery grew. Was this just another treasure chamber, or was something far more dangerous hidden inside? Over time, the temple's secret became a worldwide obsession. News channels, researchers, and storytellers all tried to uncover the truth. Some believed Vault B was hiding walls made of solid gold, a lost royal treasury, or something beyond human understanding. But as quickly as the excitement rose, it faded. The vault remained locked, and without new discoveries, people moved on. Years passed, and once again, the legend returned. Videos, blogs, and articles filled the internet, repeating the same theories: curses, serpents, hidden chants, and forgotten rituals. Yet the truth remained the same. The vault has never been opened. The secret is still buried, and until the day the seal is broken, the mystery will only grow stronger. Joanna Southcott's box. This mysterious chest, said to contain prophetic messages, was sealed by a self-proclaimed prophetess and has sparked curiosity for centuries. For over a century, Joanna Southcott's box has remained locked, its contents a mystery that has puzzled believers and skeptics alike. This sealed wooden casket, bound in 7 seals, is said to hold powerful prophecies that could guide an entire nation in times of crisis. But there was one strict rule. Southcott declared it could only be opened when all 24 bishops of the Church of England gathered together. That moment never came, and the box stayed untouched, hidden away, waiting for the day the world would finally listen. Joanna Southcott was no ordinary woman. In the late 1700s, she claimed to have divine visions and sold seals of the Lord, small tokens she said would guarantee entry into heaven. Thousands believed her, but her biggest prophecy was yet to come. At 64 years old, despite never having children, she announced that she was pregnant with a Messiah, the Shiloh of Genesis. Her followers were convinced. A golden cradle was built, and people waited. But when the promised child never appeared, her growing stomach turned out to be an illness that would soon take her life. Even after she died, her followers refused to accept it, keeping her body for days in the hope she would rise again. But her legacy didn't end there. She left behind the famous box, claiming it held divine messages that could save England in its darkest hour. In the 1920s, her devoted followers, now called the Panacea Society, were certain the world was in crisis and urged the bishops to open it. They even ran ads on London buses, warning that England's troubles would only worsen until the box was unlocked. But the bishops ignored them. Then, a psychic investigator claimed he had opened Joanna Southcott's box with the Bishop of Grantham. People held their breath, expecting sacred writings or a world-changing revelation. Instead, inside was nothing more than a few papers, a nightcap, earrings, a lottery ticket, and a horse pistol. Was it all a hoax? Many refused to believe this was the real box. To this day, the true Joanna Southcott's box remains hidden, supposedly in the town of Bedford, where her followers believed the Garden of Eden once stood. Locked away, its secrets remain untold, waiting for the day when someone dares to open it again.
What is possibly inside? As Tanner Jubenville tells us, people have attempted to open it.
Mystery safe. Much like Joanna Southcott's box, this unexplained locked safe has fueled speculation about its unknown contents, leaving many eager to uncover its secrets. Out of nowhere, a massive safe appeared, heavy and locked tight, its secrets sealed inside. No one knew where it came from or what was hidden within. Only a note was taped to the front. If you can open this, you can have what's inside. A simple message, yet it set off a frenzy. People imagined treasure, secrets, or maybe something no one was meant to find. The mystery safe stood in an open field, untouched by time, daring anyone to break its silence. The discovery turned an ordinary farm into a spectacle. Crowds arrived, drawn by the unknown. Some came with questions, others with sledgehammers. They struck at the hinges, tore off the handle, and shattered the dial. But the safe did not give in. It refused to open. The weight of its secret remained. The owner of the land, Kirk Matthews, tried to downplay the chaos, calling it the work of pranksters. But the curiosity only grew stronger. Speculation ran wild. Could it hold stacks of old money, lost documents, gold bars, or even a joke meant to tease the imagination? There was no way to know. The police stepped in to control the crowds, and Matthews took the safe away, locking it in a barn. He had no plans to force it open. Some mysteries, he believed, were better left untouched. If you open it, the show is over, he said. The guessing, the excitement, the endless possibilities, once the truth was revealed, all of that would disappear. Still, the mystery safe refused to be forgotten. Soon talks began about placing it in a museum, a permanent reminder of the unsolved riddle. People could stare at it, stand before its locked doors, and let their minds wander. It could be holding riches beyond imagination, or something as simple as a handful of confetti. No one would ever know unless the lock was broken. And yet, it remains sealed, untouched, its mystery growing stronger with time. The safe waits, holding on to its secret, tempting the world to wonder what lies inside.
This is a story about the Bible and truth. More precisely,
The James Ossuary, this ancient sealed container, has sparked curiosity, with its purpose and contents remaining a mystery. A simple stone box, hidden for centuries, suddenly appeared and changed everything. This was no ordinary box. It was an ossuary, a container used long ago to hold human bones. But what made it truly astonishing was the inscription carved into its side: James, son of Joseph, brother of Jesus. If real, this meant it could have once held the remains of Jesus' brother. The discovery sent shockwaves through the world of biblical history. Experts, believers, and skeptics alike were drawn to the mystery, hoping to uncover the truth. The box, made of limestone, wasn't huge, but its significance was massive. It was put on display, and over 100,000 people came to see it. Newspapers, scholars, and religious groups debated its authenticity. Some were convinced this was the first solid proof outside the Bible that Jesus had truly lived. The timing was right. The box was from the era of Jesus. The name James was common, but the combination of all three names together made it extremely rare. Even statistical experts agreed the odds were overwhelming. Archaeologists confirmed that the box was ancient. But then, the controversy came. Some experts noticed something strange about the inscription. The first part, James, son of Joseph, seemed natural, while the last part, brother of Jesus, looked different, as if added later. This raised suspicions of forgery. Making things worse, the box wasn't found at a proper excavation. It simply appeared in an antique shop, meaning no one knew where it had been buried or if its inscription had been altered. The owner, an Israeli collector named Oded Golan, was accused of fraud. A significant investigation followed. Some scientists said the writing had existed for thousands of years, while others believed it was a modern fake. The case dragged on for years. In the end, Golan was cleared of forgery charges, but found guilty of illegal antiquities trading. The judge made one thing clear: the box was real, but whether the inscription was original or added later remained unknown. Now, the stone box remains on display, still holding its secret. Was it once touched by those who knew Jesus, or is it simply a clever fake? No one can say for sure. The mystery endures, and the world will continue to wonder as long as the truth remains uncertain. Mystery of the En-Gedi Scroll. This ancient scroll remained unreadable for centuries, until modern technology finally revealed its hidden text. The En-Gedi Scroll sat untouched for centuries, sealed within layers of burnt, crumbling parchment. It was discovered over 50 years ago in the ruins of an ancient synagogue near the Dead Sea, hidden inside a holy ark. But there was one big problem. It had been reduced to a solid lump of charcoal. The scroll was so fragile that even the slightest touch could turn it to dust. No one could open, read, or move it without risking destruction. And so, it was left alone, its contents trapped inside, lost to time. Then, everything changed. In 2015, computer scientist Brent Seals developed a groundbreaking way to see inside without ever unrolling it. He built a virtual 3D model of the scroll using powerful X-ray scans and advanced computer imaging, carefully unwrapping it layer by layer without ever touching it. The En-Gedi Scroll revealed its secrets for the first time in over 1,000 years. The ancient text inside was breathtaking. Despite the fire nearly destroying it, 35 lines of Hebrew writing remained readable. It contained chapters from the Book of Leviticus, one of the first 5 books of the Torah. Even more astonishing, the text was identical to the versions still used today, proving that the words had been faithfully preserved for centuries. This made the En-Gedi Scroll the oldest known copy of a Pentateuchal book ever found in a holy ark. Scholars quickly studied the scroll, trying to determine its exact age. Radiocarbon dating placed it between 210 and 390 CE, but some experts believed the writing style suggested an even older date, possibly as early as the 1st century. Either way, it was clear that this scroll was an incredibly rare link to the ancient past. Unlike the Dead Sea Scrolls, which showed variations in biblical texts, the En-Gedi scroll perfectly matched the standard Hebrew Bible. This meant that the text had already been set in stone by the time it was written. The discovery of the En-Gedi scroll was nothing short of a miracle. A document once thought to be lost forever had been brought back to life without even being touched. Today, it remains a symbol of history, faith, and the power of modern technology to unlock the past. What was once an unreadable, charred relic is now a window into a world over 1,000 years old. Queen Elizabeth II's letter, this sealed letter, hidden away in Australia, remains unread and is not to be opened until a future date. Locked away in a secure vault, sealed with strict instructions, and untouched for nearly a century. This is the mystery of Queen Elizabeth II's letter. This letter was written in November 1986 and was not meant to be read immediately. Instead, it came with an unusual order. It must remain sealed until the year 2085. Only then, on a day chosen by the Lord Mayor of Sydney, can it be opened and its message revealed. Until that moment, no one, not even the Queen's closest advisors, knows what it says. The letter rests inside the Queen Victoria Building in Sydney, a historic landmark that barely escaped demolition in the 1950s. Some believe the message might be connected to this, possibly a reminder to protect the building in the future. Others let their imaginations run wild. Could it contain shocking royal secrets, a final farewell to Australia from the British Crown, a revelation about history no one saw coming? The truth remains hidden, locked in time. For now, all that is known is a single instruction written on the envelope. On a suitable day to be selected by you in the year 2085 Anno Domini, would you please open this envelope and convey to the citizens of Sydney my message to them? That's it. No hints, no explanations, just a command to wait. And so, the letter sits in its sealed capsule, untouched for generations, as people continue to wonder what the Queen wanted to say. The timing of the letter is intriguing. It was signed just 2 years after a significant restoration of the Queen Victoria Building, a place named after Queen Elizabeth II's great-great-grandmother. This has led to theories that the message is a reflection of the building's history or a note of appreciation to the people of Sydney. But without any confirmation, the mystery remains. Decades have passed since the letter was written, and still it waits, sealed, silent, and filled with unknown words. It holds a message for the future. Whether it is a simple note of gratitude, a royal decree, or something unexpected, only time will tell. Until then, the world can only wonder. The Expo 70 Time Capsule. Like Queen Elizabeth II's letter, this capsule, buried in Osaka during the 1970 World's Fair, remains sealed, holding artifacts meant to be uncovered in the distant year 6970. Buried beneath the ground near Osaka Castle, sealed for thousands of years, the Osaka Expo Time Capsule was meant to carry the story of Japan far into the future. Placed there in 1970 during the Osaka Expo, this capsule was carefully designed to last 5,000 years. Inside, 2,098 objects were locked away, things that captured daily life, culture, and history. Toys, books, music, letters, even relics from World War II, all sealed in a stainless steel container, waiting for the day when future generations would open it and look back at the world of 1970. But time does not wait. The upper capsule was set to be opened every 100 years, but the lower one, that was meant to remain untouched until the year 6070. The people who planned it believed they were sending a message across time, preserving Japan's history and achievements. But what if no one is left to open it? What if the world changes too much? What if it is forgotten? The capsule was designed to survive, built with strong metal barriers and protected against disasters. But even the most substantial things can break. Centuries passed, and the city around it changed. Earthquakes shook the ground, storms raged, and the castle above it crumbled. Still, the capsule remained, but it would not last forever. Thousands of years later, the land itself was no longer the same. Rising seas swallowed parts of Osaka. What was once a city had become an ocean. Once safely buried beneath solid ground, the capsule sat beneath water, its metal walls rusting away. Salt water crept inside, slowly breaking down everything within. The books turned to mush, the music was lost, and the delicate objects shattered. Plastic toys, meant to last forever, remained in broken pieces, floating in the darkness. By the time 6070 arrived, the Osaka Expo time capsule was still there, but the world had changed beyond recognition. No one was left to open it, no hands to lift the lid, no eyes to read the words inside. It had carried the past forward, but its message was lost. The sealed box had waited for 5,000 years, but in the end, time had won. The Westinghouse time capsules. These were buried during the 1939 and 1964 New York World's Fairs, preserving everyday items and writings to be uncovered in the year 6939. Buried beneath the earth in New York City, hidden 50 feet below Flushing Meadows Corona Park, two mysterious capsules wait in silence. Sealed away in 1939 and 1965 by the Westinghouse Electric and Manufacturing Company, these time capsules were built to last nearly 5,000 years. Inside them are objects from the 20th century, everyday items, scientific tools, records of human life, meant to be discovered by the people of the distant future. But will there be anyone left in the year 6939 to find them? The capsules are no ordinary containers. Shaped like bullets, they were designed with one goal: survival. The first, Time Capsule 1, was made from a special metal called cupalloy, a unique blend of copper, chromium, and silver, stronger than steel and built to resist corrosion for thousands of years. The second, Time Capsule 2, was made from Chromark, a high-tech stainless steel alloy tested to withstand the passage of time. Inside each, the objects were carefully sealed in glass tubes filled with protective gases, one with nitrogen, the other with argon, to prevent decay. Westinghouse wanted to ensure the capsules would not be forgotten. Thousands of libraries, museums, and institutions around the world were given detailed records explaining their location and purpose. The plan was simple: these capsules must remain untouched until the 7th millennium. There were no early openings, and there were no exceptions. Everything inside was meant to be a message for the future, a glimpse into a world long gone. But time is unpredictable. The world changes in ways no one can control. The city above the capsules has grown, transformed, and faced disasters. Who knows what will happen over the next thousands of years? The land may shift, buildings may fall, and records may disappear. The capsules could be lost beneath layers of earth, forgotten by the people they were meant for. If the world of the future finds them, what will they think? Will they recognize the objects inside? Will they understand the messages left behind? Or will they look at these ancient sealed boxes, puzzled by what they hold, trying to make sense of a civilization that vanished long ago? The Westinghouse time capsules were built to carry history forward, but time may decide their fate. The hidden sealed box has kept its secrets locked away for centuries, untouched by time. Now, as its mysteries are finally revealed, the past speaks once more, bringing forgotten stories back to life. What was once lost is now found, but some secrets were never meant to be uncovered.